SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I am terribly excited to use this gigantic pry bar that I've just obtained, but it occurs to me, okay, I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work because I believe the task I was given by this wall, or by my brain when responding to this wall, was to offer figurines to Dolores Day if and when I meet her in person. But let's just see if I'm supposed to offer them to this wall. Just checking. Just checking.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Was it always sad? It was always sad, yes. Looks like I can't give this figurine to her. It does.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already.
Fair enough. Which part?
Only a strange little sadness remains.
Really? Is the task already over? Continue.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting.
Okay. Is the task still in my list? Yes, it is. Okay. I guess we'll deal with that another time. For now, let's get out of the church. I believe, for the first time in several days. Well, no, I guess I did leave the church briefly to confer with the local ravers recently, but that's about it. It's 6:30. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got time to get over to the doomed business area. And oh, wait a second. I should have sorted out my outfit before I got started today. Hang on, give me a second to do that. T-shirt's probably fine. Who needs authority anyway? And nerd glasses are on. Okay, we're probably fine. Okay, great. Let's get over to the waterfront. It's weird to me that Never mind. When I was over at the church, the hanged man was still here on the map, but no longer is. I suspect little things like that just occur in this game because it's so ridiculously complex how everything interacts. So things just kind of get left behind here and there, and that's okay. It's all right, honestly. All right, let's see here. I need my flashlight because it's dark. Plus, I'm not going to really be talking to anybody but Kim in here, so I'm probably going to be fine without my ledger. It should be okay. All right, let's see here. We just gotta see if we can crack this guy open.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Oh, it's a physical instrument check. It's a physical instrument check. Oh, no. Uh-oh, okay. And it's a white check. You can retry, but isn't my physical instrument currently hampered by my attempts to quit alcoholism? Wasteland Reality. Let me see here. Yeah, -2 physical instrument insomnia. I'm actually way worse at cracking this open right now than I would be at other times. Well, that does put a damper on my efforts to appease the local programmer. Huh. Okay. Well, let me yet again readjust my outfit and see what I got for physical instrument. I think all I've got is this shirt, though. In which case, we could be in trouble. Give me a second. There's nothing. There is officially nothing aside from this, but I'm not doing that because I'm currently in the middle of thinking about how I should probably never do that again. And I suspect that particular effort would be somewhat waylaid by returning to my alcoholism ways. Okay.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and
I guess
an
let's just
electric
try
freezer.
it
The
and
ice around it slowly melting.
Yeah, what you said. Let's just try it. I'm guessing we'll fail because 8% is not very much, but you never know. I could roll double sixes.
Ice squeaks beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool.
It's a pretty good roll, but not good enough.
But your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before.
This thing has been thawing for days. How hard frozen was this? Continue.
And it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk up and get stronger.
Right, bulk up and get stronger. Great. Okay, cool. Thanks, Logic. So I'm just too puny. Or I need to stop thinking about, quitting alcoholism. Or at the very least, I need to finish the thought, which means we've got a timer there's a timer ticking down before I can even try this again. Well, that said, I just did the white check, and so now I have to spend a skill point if I even want to try it again. I don't even have that many of those left right now. But in any case, I guess we're not doing this today? Well, that rather changes my plans, doesn't it? Because that was my plan, was to go get this thing, bring it back to her, and wait. At the very least, what I can do is I can go, I have the password now. I have her password now. Presuming she uses the same password for everything, I can now access the production schedule cube. I'm not sure that's actually going to be useful in any way whatsoever, but you never know, right? You never know. Let's at least have a look. Since I can. Let's see. This thing right here, right? This is what I need right here.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I don't know that outside of this game I've heard the term fluorescent. In any case, insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Well, let's press it then.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Was it Yvonne? I think it's Yvonne.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
Beautiful. Good to hear from you.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password for the production schedule, or the schedule, as you put it.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Could it possibly be Afterlife Death?
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Perhaps I will do that. Thank you very much.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all.
The lieutenant seems almost disappointed to discover that, as he murmurs. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not very good security, is it?
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
There is not. That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are
Press
still
print.
with a quiet determination. The printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
All right, well, let's have a look at this here printout.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident.
This is as I expected, but I'm eager to read it. Do continue.
The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
Read about capital. I want to know about money. Read about the workforce. Who worked there? How long? I can't pronounce force, apparently. Skim through the production schedule, whatever it is. Tear off the printout and throw it away. Why would you do that, you jerk? Why did you even print it in that case? Anyway, read about capital.
In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money.
Can't imagine why they shut down then. Continue.
The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 RIA, but then came the delays.
Yes.
Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 RIA, with only half of the game finished.
That's a lot of money. Gosh, where did they get all this money?
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
I'm sure he's delighted with how it all worked out. Read about the workforce. Who worked here? How long?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations.
It's almost certainly not the one guy I know who's on Pyrrolidon, right? Right? Almost certainly not.
Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
It would have mentioned him by name if so. The guy who runs the pawn shop. It would have mentioned his name. I'm sure it's written in here and I didn't comment on it, so it probably doesn't matter. There are almost certainly more people on Pyrrolidon than just the one. Wait, why did a radio game need so many artists? I don't really care. Look at the table of contents again. I do care. Why did they need so many artists?
It didn't.
It didn't need so many concept artists?
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though. especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules.
Okay, continue.
One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Aha. Yeah, that doesn't seem like employee discipline was particularly high on the priority charts. They were very idealistic, and it kind of bit them in the rear end, it seems. Why is there a double image of this blackboard over there? Look at that. Here's this hand with the sword, right? But if I look over here, there it is again. I guess it's just because the text box kind of puts like a mirror or window-like distortion on the images behind it, but I never noticed that until just now. Interesting. Anyway, skim through the production schedule, whatever it is.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
Because of the concept artists?
Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers, with their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches.
Then what was it?
It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team.
I see. Indeed, very ambitious, but didn't necessarily have a grasp of reality, of what is realistically possible, and burned through everything they had. I see. Continue.
They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account.
And yeah, apparently.
They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination.
And they couldn't.
They couldn't.
Yeah, that. I could have bridged the gap. Oh, so they were done in by their own ambition. I am not quite that arrogant, or at least the way I play Harry, he's not quite that arrogant. They were done in by their own ambition.
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared.
Really? Why is that?
That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
Oh, yeah, the programmer mentioned that. The what? That sounds bad. The what?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsborn Suliswaf Jalisa, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map.
Uh-huh. Continue.
This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
Why did they have a headless party member? That was just a thing, huh? Every head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor. Are you kidding me with this? This is some insane shit. Who were these people? How many heads were there? I want to know how many heads there were, but usually if you choose the top... okay, hang on. I want to know how many heads there were. This is true, but I want to know how many heads there were.
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
Okay, so there's a thing called combinatorics here, right? Okay, no, never mind. It's only two elements. It's 10,000 heads on 10,000 bodies. If presuming each head on each body... Yeah, it's just 10,000 times 10,000, right? Right? Do I have that right? Anyway, that's a lot of possibilities. That's too many. How many combinations could you make out of that? We can just ask the game and it'll tell me. That's pretty bad. So that's what did them in. Let's find out how many combinations it was.
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Yeah, how bad could it be? No, let's not go there. Yeah, tell me. That seems like too big. This seems like too many digits. Are you sure about this? I feel like this is not actually correct. But, okay, sure, if you say so. That's quite a lot of... That's a big number. Ah, here we go. We're still going. We weren't even at the end yet. Scrolling. Keep going. Uh-oh. I'm going to go in with uh-oh. I appreciate that they didn't actually try and voice act this out. I don't blame them in the least. Continue. Still going. How many screens do you think there possibly can be of this particular number?
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest.
It looked like it was 10,000 times 10,000, man. That's a simple calculation. I don't know why it's being like this. Continue. Sorry, Kim. Keep going. What have I done? What have I done? Oh no. Oh no. Time is actually passing while this is happening, isn't it? Okay, at least 1 minute has. Maybe it's being merciful with me. Maybe it's not going to have more time pass. Continue?
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Just let the numbers wash over you. Please stop. At this... Oh, interfacing legendary failure. I failed by 1. Oh, no. I was so close. Oh, okay. Just let the numbers wash over you. Please stop. What do we do? What do we do? Is there any point in... if I don't know how to stop it, then there's no point in struggling futilely. Let's just... Off you go. Off you go. Well, that's a lot of zeros. And that's it.
That's it.
Okay, so that's what did them in?
Well, yeah. That and the catastrophic data loss.
This must be the anomaly Sona mentioned in the church log. I can also say the what now, but I'm going to say this one because I know about that.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness before the Egonian investors pulled the plug.
The voice actor said investors, but apparently there's only one. And either way, can't say as I blame them. Can't say as I blame them. It's only surprising to let them go so far as they did. But everybody had high hopes. And then the Valley of the Heads happened. Continue.
What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being compiled that day.
An unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front? And the anomaly caused all that data to get lost in the air? I didn't understand a word of that. I didn't, but I'm going to go ahead and ask a quasi-intelligent question.
When the project was returned, it was completely blank.
And everything was gone. Continue.
The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider. But despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
What? They lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it? I mean, that's fair. Wasn't there a copy of the game? A backup? There was. I'm pretty sure there was, wasn't there?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred.
Uh-huh. That does sound like someone planned this, but I suspect it's not the programmer who it got pinned on. Was she the only one who possibly could have done it?
It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
Would this be Sona? What does it say?
S. Luukkonen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch.
Meaning you just lived here? Wasn't there anybody else who could hang on to the copy, or did it have to be you? I don't know. Continue.
I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator, near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
So they'd been working on this so long with no profit whatsoever that she got evicted and was living in here. And that's why the off-site copy was on-site. It's not very convincing, is it? Seems like a perfectly reasonable explanation. Is there anything else from this lead programmer? I feel like it's as convincing as anything else. I have no reason to doubt her account of it.
That's not what her colleagues thought.
I recognize that, but they, were maybe a little bit emotionally compromised. Continue.
She's right, actually. Nothing wrong with keeping this type of filament memory in a fridge.
Plus, it's all dramatic and such. Is there anything else from the lead programmer?
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Well, let's have a look at them.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it.
It is a bit of a weird town. I admit this. Continue.
Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location.
The church.
I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Sombrun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye.
And ever since then, she's been trying to figure out what the swallow is. Makes sense, I guess. It swallowed her data. No wonder she's curious. I mean, aside from which it's baffling. But yeah, continue.
Sombrun 1147. That's what the street sign next to the church said.
Oh, good job, reaction speed. I don't know how you figured that one out. Tear off the printout and throw it away.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering.
Yes, they are. Goodbye. Okay. Cool. Well, that was some backstory. Can I have my cube back, or do I already have it back? Is it in my inventory still? Do I still have it? Is it gone? Is it gone? Wait, maybe I just never took it out. I never took it out. I exited the menu before I took it out. Give it back. Give it to me.
Tiles on the cube. The
Give it.
filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Cool, thank you. That's 50 real of filament right there. I'm not leaving that behind. I do still... It is 50 real, right? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. And I don't think anybody else is going to need it at this point. If Sona doesn't want it, then what possible reason is there to keep it around, you know? Plus, I mean, if she really decides she wants it later on, she could always buy it back from the pawn shop, I'd imagine. I don't think I have any further business in here, do I? The only other thing to do around here is... Also, by the way, hello. The only thing to do around here is, like, try and lift that weight, but in my current lack of sleep condition, there's really no way that's happening. Let's just have a look at it since I'm here, you know? Have a look at how unlikely it is. What's this? Is this Contact Mike, the boxing champion? This one here? Is it? Can I have it? I absolutely can't. Okay, well, maybe it is. Could be. Could be. Let's have a look at it. What do you say there?
The barbell waits patiently on the floor like a dog for its master.
Yeah, it sure does. Bye. I'm way too puny. It's just not happening. I don't know what I expected. I started out with a physique of 1. It's just not happening. It's straight up not happening ever. Hello. Did I need to talk to you? I feel like I needed to talk to you about something. What's up?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
She keeps reciting like a robot. I guess I didn't have any questions for you about the curse. Did I? Let's have a look.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
She peers at the curtains. I suppose I wouldn't. That's true. Never
The
mind.
woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
I mean, that seems like a good thing, right? Farewell for now. Can I bother your daughter? Hello, your daughter. How are you?
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
She smiles warmly, and that's kind of her. Yep. It's a little weird to me that this is a suggestion check now that I think on it, as that's the one that I use to, like, manipulate people and, you know, go on dates and stuff. I don't know. Maybe, I got nothing. My suggestion's terrible. This is no surprise. Okay, I'm leaving. Great, so what do? I can't have the filament. I could sell off the one that I got. That would be something. I could also, I suppose I could buy some stuff in the bookshop at some point. I have so much money now. I just want to buy Kuno's pants, but I don't remember where. Listen, give me a second. I'm going to dig through his menus and see if I can figure out how to buy his dang pants. And yes, I know I'm supposed to be talking to her right now. I recognize that. There's side quests. I don't want to get too far on the main quest. I don't want to lock myself into anything I can't get out of, you know? You know how it is? Maybe you don't know how it is.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Okay, so how the heck did I get him to want to sell pants to me? How the heck was it? Is it in that Who is Kuno option? Let's have a look.
Kuno's Kuno? You already know that slow shit.
Right, how could I forget?
Kuno thinks you have brain damage or some shit. Kuno cares.
That goes in direct conflict with everything else you've ever told me. He twirls a finger next to his head. Yeah, okay, cool, thanks.
Kuno, stop being nice to the pig! Step away from Kuno, fat-ass creep!
The screech pierces through the yard. Indeed it does, and also my ears. Continue.
Ease off, see. Don't be telling Kuno what Kuno can do.
He turns back to you.
What else you want, pigman?
I want the pants! How do I buy the pants? Give me a second. Give me a second, gotta dig.
The fuck about it?
Do you suppose it's... It was an option earlier, but I didn't have the money. But now it's not an option. The only place it can be around here is in the empathy check? I don't understand why, but either way, I can't access that right now, so okay, I guess I'm off. You don't suppose I can unlock the empathy check by talking to Kuno S, do you? Probably not. She's
Kuno,
useless.
the pig's getting pretty close to me.
She
Come to
hisses.
snuff my shit out, I think.
Right, if I walked one step closer to her, I'm pretty sure she just starts screeching, right? So, let's just leave. Let's just leave. This is a waste of time. Alright, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go see about the friggin' egg maze. I don't know what else to do with myself for the rest of my evening, aside from talk to the victim. And I don't want to do that right now. I don't know why. I couldn't explain to you. I'm going to go try the egg maze. Bear with me here. This is the wrong way. What are you doing? What's that? The same address the lead programmer of Fortress Accident was looking for. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I know you're just putting all these connections together, brain. It's understandable under the circumstances, but, like, probably should have figured that out in the conversation earlier. Whatever, it's fine. Going to egg. Egg time. Alright. Alright. Well. Let's get the flashlight out of my hands. I think this is fine. I think this attire is probably fine. Let's just get in there. Let's just get in there. Hello. Egghead. Oh, he said something different. Says the young man with the tape player and the large boyadero boots. Lung-shaped trees sprout on his silver belt buckle. There you go. When I questioned the glowing lungs thing, and I questioned if I had heard about that before, it was pointed out to me in the comments that yes, I had heard about lungs being a thing. Right here. Right there. It was also pointed out that it's a reference to the Sacred Heart, which I am aware of the Sacred Heart. I figured it was probably supposed to be some kind of a parody along those lines. I just, you know, why lungs? Because why heart? You know, fair enough. Fair enough. We make emotional attachments to certain functions of our organs that don't actually necessarily exist, or we don't have any way of knowing if they exist. And why not the lungs, huh? Why not? Great. Continue.
True, hard, full, car.
Okay, so where do we go? Is it?
It's hardcore.
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
He's the rearranger, but this conversation's over. Let's get back in there.
We're close.
Are we, though?
True, hard, full, car.
Let's try saying nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Still say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing? Or I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the Whirling and Ranks hostel. I'm guessing he doesn't. But let's go ahead and ask. Why not? I haven't had this option before. Incidentally, internally coherent. Why not?
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be.
I'm beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to do with the case. You said that before. Why is this Yakokata the place to be? What does that mean? I'm going to ask.
Yakokata is a hardcore place.
Is it? Am I aware of it? Encyclopedia brain. Help me out here.
An intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth. Intermittent seas of phosphorus mud. Ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
Seems like it. Interestingly, that particular encyclopedia check I did not get experience or money for doing? So I wonder if it was a real encyclopedia check. Who knows? Okay. Cool. Well, that was a dead end.
True, hard, full, car.
Say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
What if I say nothing to that?
All car, all right. Yeah.
Please, say nothing, or please tell me what exactly are you doing?
Gotta get the people going.
I see, or why?
I'm the party boy. It's my job.
What is a party boy? I think I'm also a party boy. What is a party boy?
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
25/7. That's pretty hardcore. Okay.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day.
I
It
see.
is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of eternite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live there.
Why are there 25 hours a day there? And why does Egghead know about that specifically? Must have heard it at some point and just was like, that's incredibly hardcore that there are 25 hours a day over there. I'm latching onto that. Apparently, this conversation's over. Back in I go!
We're close. True. Hard. Full.
Nothing.
Hardcore.
Nothing.
Hardcore.
Nothing.
Internally coherent.
I want to try the other option in this one with the killing of the mercenary.
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I'm getting-
Qatar, the place to be.
Nothing to do with the case, yeah?
It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel.
Is it? Okay. I guess I will listen and see what I feel. Great. Back in I go.
True.
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Internally coherent.
Nothing.
Hardcore. All right.
So,
Yeah.
so what are you doing
Gotta
again?
Get the people going.
Why?
I'm the party boy. It's my job.
I think I'm also a party boy.
2 on a track. Watch your back. Watch out for the heart attack.
I would imagine that would be a concern. I feel like I'm less at risk of those these days now that I have some, endurance going around, but message received. Thank you very much. End conversation. Back in I go.
True.
Nothing. 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 Nothing.
All right. Yeah.
What are you
Gotta
doing?
get the people going.
I see.
Yeah. Request. I want everybody as close to the stage as possible.
What stage? And by everybody, do you mean me? This is as close to the stage as I can get. I think I am. I think I have obeyed your request. You're welcome. In I go.
True.
Nothing. 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 You know what? Nothing.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Have I actually managed to say nothing long enough where he's getting uncomfortable? Continue.
Hardcore. Ah.
So that's a no? He lets out an agonized roar over the feeblish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore! No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't. Let's go with that one.
The question is, what is the question?
Just answer the question. Which question? What question are we dealing with here? That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic. I mean, fair point.
But there was a question?
There was a question. Was there a question? Egghead thinks there's a question. Apparently there was a question. Get back in there.
Internally.
He furrows.
Hardcore.
Okay. So, all right. Well, let's go back to the question then.
The question is, what is the question?
Well, just answer the question then.
But there was no question.
Egghead. Egghead.
We're close. True.
Egghead.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant to do. It's okay. It's not what I meant, but it's all right. What we got?
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his YEAGHs and AAGHs. This produces a guttural, Gutvaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it.
I've heard that one before. I didn't actually mean to come down this avenue again, but let's see if there's anything new that I've figured out with my advanced clothing.
Or maybe it's not Gutvaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name.
Right.
Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
Last time I got here, I said the thing about Van Eyck, and I think one of these two was like, whoa, you've heard of Van Eyck? But let's just yag at him.
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the exclamation mark.
You are incredibly committed to this bit. Do continue, though.
Yeah!
Continue?
He missed one A.
You did! You missed an A there! I yelled mine with 6 A's, so you have to yell it with 6 too. You missed an A there, but that's okay. I'm a pretty lenient cop. No, you have to do it right.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law.
He's the law? I thought I was the law. I've even got Lawjaw. What is this? Who are you? I guess that's what we're here to find out. Back in we go.
True, hard, full, car.
There are probably options I've missed early on. Let's go back in with the beginning. Is it?
It's hard car.
I don't know what to say to that.
Skibadee,
Okay, right, the Red Ranger. Got that. That's fine.
we're close. True.
Nothing.
Hard car.
What is it really?
This young, or maybe
Maybe it was
You know
Van Eyck?
about him?
I do know about him. Looks like he rendered him speechless.
You know Van Eyck?
I'm a major Van Eyck. A major Egghead? A major Egghead.
Wow.
Wow.
the skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
That's because I'm lying.
So am I. So am I.
He begins to shake his head so everyone would understand.
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because...
Andre almost falls over backwards from the realization.
Egghead to the mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man.
The K became the G, the boy became the man. Egghead, Egghead, That's where it comes from. Okay, continue.
The Advent?
Apparently. Great, we're getting some backstory
Be
here.
close. True,
Okay.
hard,
Nothing.
hardcore.
Is it really?
This young, or maybe it's not got violence.
Yeah, but let's not give him a hard
He
time this
missed
time.
one.
I'm a lenient
Hey.
cop.
It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
Are you... He's just doing... You take the first thing, and then you rearrange it backwards, and it's the second thing. It's like that one... The guy from friggin' Mystery Men. I don't know if any of you have watched that. It's... Anyway, there's a guy who does that. And it doesn't actually mean anything. End! Back in! Back in!
True, hard,
Nothing.
hardcore.
Wasn't there nothing in Ache? No. We're not going to go that way. I learned what I got. I learned what I could from the Van Ache path. Nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
All right.
Here comes the night.
That's the end. Okay, back in.
Close. True.
Nothing.
Hardcore,
Nothing.
hardcore,
Nothing.
Internally coherent.
Nothing.
Hardcore. All right.
Nothing?
He furrowed.
Furrow.
Hardcore.
So hardcore.
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. It is. I was just thinking that a moment ago. It is!
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. The question is, what is the question? I was thinking that too. We've switched roles. I'm Egghead now. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
I solved the Egghead puzzle. He frowns and starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. Continue?
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore.
Continue?
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain, right next to the canal.
Continue?
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
Says electrochemistry, the most reliable portion of my brain, and definitely someone whose opinion you should listen to. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music? Are you a thought reader? Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? All right, goodbye, Egghead. What do you think is wrong with the music there, Egghead?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last months, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51.
Just for example, that one, yes? Continue?
Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment. Then his expression clears,
It's like it's only ultra.
which is not hyper at all. Continue.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
Egghead would know. Continue.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
I can only say the option with the proto because I made that conceptualization check, so I'm a bit inclined to go ahead with it. It's hyper hardcore. It's super hardcore. It's only ultra hardcore. It's proto, not hardcore at all. Let's see what he says to that.
Wow! Culture cop!
I guess continue.
I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? Try to think if anything could make it harder-core. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. I can't help you with this right now. I need something else. Something extra. Do I? Wasn't his response to the question being a question, is it though? I can't remember anymore. I've lost myself in the egg maze. What is the question?
No! This is the answer!
Well, let me think if I can do anything to make it harder core then.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
He looks at you with customary amazement. Customary amazement? I guess he does have customary amazement now that I think on it. Continue?
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar.
I have two options. Think even harder or feel the movement of blood through your head. I feel like that's the thing to do here, right? Get in tune with what I'm noticing.
The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics.
The heartbeat? Continue.
The hardcore.
The hardcore. Think even harder. Think even harder!
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
Continue.
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
Logic and endurance both agree that this is something I can't do anything about. Well, that's a problem. I guess my imagination fails me.
I know! So does mine!
He laughs and shakes his head. Well, at least he took it well. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police, or I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra. How is the fact that I'm the police relevant? Would it just snap us out of the egg maze? Neither of these has a proceed option, so I can't tell right now. Could me being the police be helpful to this matter? I feel like no. But let's see what happens if I remember.
Uh-huh.
The young man is bursting with anticipation. Nothing. Me being the police isn't going to help us. Actually, it's more likely to hinder us. And I have a job to do instead of this absurd idiocy. Goodbye. I mean, that's where I thought we were going with this. Being the police isn't going to help us.
Oh.
I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra.
Yeah.
Physical instrument challenging. Another physical instrument check! Are you kidding me right now? Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core. It's a white check. I can retry it. Are you a thought reader?
No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
Does that mean you're a thought reader? So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist. Tell me something else, egghead. I mean, class war is probably where this you're a communist thing is coming from. Does that mean you're a thought reader?
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things.
Jermaine?
Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as thought reading.
I mean, one does get that impression, yes. Jermaine.
Yeah! Revolution imperative!
Random things, yes. Shouting, loud noises. Continue.
Unless you were thinking revolution imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
Lie, but I was thinking Revichal Imperative. You're right, I wasn't thinking that.
Hardcore superstar!
So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell.
Sure.
He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
I mean, that makes sense. That tracks. Continue.
Yeah! With the rebel yell!
Wait a second. Stop making references to the real world. Stop it! You're confusing me. Tell me something else, Egghead.
Yeah!
I'm glad you're enthusiastic. Is your real name Jermaine?
Dark hardcore! Jermaine Egghead!
Okay. Full name Jermaine Egghead. Got it. Continue.
Basically, yes it is.
Great. Thank you, Andre. Why are there lungs in your belt buckle? I think I know, but let's go ahead and question it anyway.
Lungs are for love!
Why would lungs be for love? Good to know. Why would lungs be for love? Do you have an idea on this one? I was curious about it earlier.
When Dolores Day was anointed innocent, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Okay, pardon my wheezing. I just love it when he actually gives you a straight answer. Anyway, continue.
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. According to my conceptualization, also really is the other option. But let's go ahead and agree with it. Sure, why not?
Love! In a woman's lungs. Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on. 'Cause I've never loved someone like you before.
He suddenly yells and the world seems to stop. What are you talking about? Strange, damaged feeling grows on and on. I mean, random things. He's yelling random things, but I am having emotional reactions to it. What am I reacting? Continue.
A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good. Like a spark of life in that moribund sponge you call your body.
That's twice in this single conversation that I've described myself as being moribund. Thank you, brain. We're at 28%. That's not very good. I still have my t-shirt on, so it's not going to get better than this. Physical instrument checks all over the dang place in this town. Man. I have a 1 in 4 chance. Let's have a shot at it. I can only really hurt myself the first time. That's not true. I've hurt myself the second time on certain other checks, but let's go ahead and try it anyway.
No.
Failure.
That would be silly. Your body isn't for thinking. It's for robust, wholesome things. Things like discus, javelin, and 400-meter hurdles. Discus.
I thought we liked shot put, but okay, thanks, physical instrument. You're so helpful. All right. Goodbye, Egghead.
All right. Here comes the night.
Evidently, yes, it does. It's actually 7:30. I was in here for nearly a full hour solving the egg maze, wasn't I? Wow. Wild, wild, I want to see. Where's the child I used to be? Indeed. Let me just excuse myself. Hi, Kim. I solved the eggs maze. I have not solved the problem, though. There are still issues to be had. Wait a second. Wait a second. I didn't talk to the other two after solving the egg maze. Is there a point? Let's check. Andre?
Hi again. So,
Nothing.
goodbye, officer.
Goodbye, officer. Noid, I haven't talked to you in quite some time. How are you holding up?
I see you're here again. Off-sign, man. Did I mention getting us into the church would help?
He rummages through his tools. You did mention that, and I cannot help you with that just yet. So I'll come back later, because it turns out I'm too physically puny to get the cube that we need in order to get y'all into the church. Don't question it. I'm coming back later. Goodbye. 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 Acel, do you have any helpful information now that I've solved the egg maze? Probably not. I'm guessing that didn't change anything.
Hello again.
Yeah, it's fine. It's it for now. Great. Cool. Well, great. Physical instrument. I did get another skill point while I was in there. Physical instrument, though. Not my strong suit. Flex powerful muscles. Enjoy healthy organs. Right. What about all this? Why don't I check in with oh shoot, what's his name? The lorry driver turned vendor of goods that are not necessarily legitimate. What if he has? Whoops, what's this?
Winter, slow to let go of Rivershaw. Flex some more wet snow from above.
Shivers are very active tonight. Look around you.
The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff.
I wonder if this is just happening because it's the first time I've been out in the snow in the night. Continue.
And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring.
How does it feel?
You're warm in your hat and your coat. Like a well-equipped explorer, you comfortably survey the white landscape.
You wouldn't have said that if I wasn't wearing a hat and a coat. Never mind the fact that I'm wearing a frog visor, which I'm sure is not retaining any heat at all, but that's all right. What's in the west?
More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings. Crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles. Grey and red forgotten city blocks. What remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
And beyond that?
The waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of San Martin. A boom town. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol.
But no longer. Continue?
No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet.
What is there?
Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume.
Le Royaume, Le Petit Rat. Little rats are a particular location. Let's think about the rats. I always think about locations and I never have any context. Let's think about the rats.
Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums. And for fabled relics. Their parents let them. They go deeper.
I wasn't expecting it to not be rats. Deeper.
After rubies, Melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand Old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent.
It would seem to make sense that they'd find such things in the mausoleum of someone named the Opulent, but do continue.
2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings.
Does it still happen? Is it still true? Continue.
The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty.
Magenta cocaine. I see. Huh. Gold and coke. Continue.
How can it be pure if it's magenta?
How can it be pure if it's magenta?
Snow falls, and there is no answer. Some things are not for mortals to know.
And Revacholian royalty are not mortal. According to some. Wipe the snow from your shoulder.
Few petits rats return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets.
In retrospect, I suspect if I had chosen the other option up here, the Le Royaume, I shouldn't try and do it in a French accent, I don't know what I'm doing. It probably would have gone back to the Petit Rat, because I would be then able to have this further. I have regrets, it's fine. It's fine, a small child stepping out, pay attention.
All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces, and on the weather-worn shacks, where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water.
I'll never be able to come back into this. I'm going to go back in for that one thought I skipped. Pardon me.
More, the waters no more, below the old mines. L'Océan, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remains on the double door of the morning.
I need to remember to trust Shivers. It has its poetry, it has its order. Just trust it.
Children under 14, few petits rats all around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces.
What's in the east?
The canal you crossed to get here, and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police.
Forgot to
There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism.
Continue.
Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds.
That's all? And further. No, that's all?
Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king.
And further?
A fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood.
Continue.
Clean white light coming from the windows of a clean cube-shaped office building hidden amidst ruins. A secret.
This is further east from the monument. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked against a gate. Bright lights from the building reflect off the fence. Behind the fence reflect off its hood. A secret office further to the east? Is this something I should be taking note of? Something I hadn't noticed before? I don't know. It's not a reference to Evrart's. No, because that would be north from... Anyway, what's to the north?
The abandoned church, its walls covered with hoarfrost now. One of Lisette's sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the revolution.
They were indeed. And further north?
A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves. Sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul.
And on the islets?
The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock. A tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell.
Continue.
Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection. Way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets.
And on the other side of the inlet?
Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far.
I don't think it's just the snow that's the reason I can't see that far. Before that, before the curtains are drawn.
The Bay of Revachol. Vastness, great depth. Over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water air brinier than hair. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos. Wild Pines, Zam, Morian.
I like the way he pronounces Zam. Continue.
And at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the Coalition warship Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
Well, that's something to know about. There's a warship in the bay, specifically stationed just in case anyone starts trouble again. They'll just shell us into oblivion again. Huh. What's in the south?
The raised motorway 881, with vehicles whooshing past one another day and night, while those who reside beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pox.
The Pox. I feel like we've heard about the Pox before. The Pox
was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since.
Right, wasn't it the thing where, like, wartime resources were stretched too far and so they couldn't get vaccines? I remember hearing about that. Continue.
The Pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs.
Wow.
The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off.
When it first mentioned that the Pox is completely wild, it sounded appealing. And it still does, to be honest, but maybe not someplace you'd want to go. At least you were very confident and well-equipped, but still.
Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace.
And then feed the dogs further south.
A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41.
Ah.
Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance.
On the other side of the Pox even. Continue.
Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells.
No, it was home. I want more. Or look around. Do you have any more?
The stairs descend to Central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there, in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning.
Wow. That's sure something. Continue.
Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki.
Snow isn't particularly picky on what it falls upon. Continue.
All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers.
For what?
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
So I'm not to think about what it is that they're looking for on the bottom of the sea floor. In the center of the lake formed by meteorite strike. Huh. Interesting. What's above?
More Coalition aerostatics. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver through the falling snow. One large airship carries crates in its belly.
And below?
Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle.
Presumably real ones this time. Tell me a secret of the sands, Wind.
Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it. But who knows?
A big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. Huh. Well, who knows? Maybe that's something I can notice now that I've had this thought. Or maybe it's just like a high perception check. Who knows? Who knows indeed? Like I say, never coming back to this. Let's go back in and check that one thing I skipped by mistake.
The raised was
pox.
once
Continue.
the pox is
But still,
heavy drug use,
further
a
south.
line of
Continue.
around you.
Look around.
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back.
Oh.
The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
So the chill comes over you when you stop that particular line of thought. And if you try and think about what's at the bottom of the meteorite lake, you're taken out of it. Maybe that just means you don't know. Shivers doesn't know. Stomp your feet for warmth, brushing off the snow.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up?
Fair question, Kim. Sometimes it lets up in a matter of minutes. The weather's weird here. Sorry for making you stand in the snow while I, talked to the ravers for a full hour, and then for an additional 20 minutes after we got out of their tent finally. But now I've wasted enough time. Well, not wasted exactly. I've spent enough time. Let's go with that. Because it wasn't a waste. It just wasn't necessarily productive in the way that Kim was perhaps hoping. I spent enough time that now we're done for today. So thank you for watching. Next time... That's a good question. I'm going to have to think about what we're going to do next time. Do we go and talk to the victim finally, since I can't possibly advance any of the things I've been working on for the past couple of sessions because I'm too puny? That might be the thing to do. I don't think it'll make me stronger. Oh, wait, I was going to look at the clothing I could buy, and I just didn't. Instead, I had a whole bunch of thoughts about snow, and I don't regret that. But maybe I will stop by the vendors. Maybe have a look around and see if I can spend some of this ridiculous pile of real I've got growing here. We'll figure it out next time, though. I'll see you then.